Yeah, let's see, where am I? Let's see how this, what's your name?
Mike O'Brien, City Councillor. Yes.
O'Brien, City Councillor. Yeah. Let's see how your French is. Can you read that?
No, bonjour, Charles.
Come on, easy.
Comment ça va, Charles?
Come on, that's the first word. Can you say the second one?
I can't turn around, I can't read it.
Oh, go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Come on.
Comment pouvons-nous travailler ensemble pour... What's this one?
Améliorer.
Les conditions of Fredericton.
I wasn't planning to do that until you start reading in French, so then I said, okay, have some fun. Okay, what are we here for?
It's the Great Gathering. Third time they've had it in the last 4 years. It's where people in the community come together and talk about issues that are important to them and try to get other people interested in their cause.
I've been going, like, there's one group, all different kinds of group, but I did notice that I can't stay in one group because I get too upset. I can't shut up, and then I say, okay, I'll leave you people alone, I'll just move on.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of issues here.
Well, there are issues. People want to talk about affordable housing or how to make the city greener, improve transit, or get youth involved in decision making, etc., etc. So whatever your own passion is, you ask people to come and talk about it. You might get 2 people that are interested in talking about it. You might have 30. And throughout that, you try to say, okay, here's some ideas that we can follow up as a community and engage our city council or other decision makers to make improvements.
So, Mike, you're a councillor, you stand in the middle of Region Mall, and you have different people come and talk to you. I'm sure your wife doesn't want to go shopping with you because
grocery stores bad.
Eggs are very bad. Yeah. So you hear all these opinions all the time. So what's the difference between here and standing in the middle of
the Brookside Mall or the Region Mall?
Region Mall.
Well, they're all the same. The thing is, what I like here, it's a different group of individuals. There's a lot of people here that, I just don't see during the year for whatever reason. Maybe I don't travel in the same circles.
Is the issues the same?
Well, the issues are the same, but sometimes they're a bit more detailed. Somebody might have, say, on one particular item they want to talk about. Well, that's good. And as a councillor, it just gives you a better perspective. It might not be a big issue across the city, but to that person it is. And if they get more people who are involved, that's good.
I've seen you talk to a lot of people, and I'm sorry, I've been driving you crazy. I've been walking by. Yeah. But what's the issue today? What's the main one that you hear that stays in your mind?
Well,
and what time is it? It's 20 to 1.
20 to 1. Well, look, there's been a couple here on affordable housing, which I'm pretty passionate about, and those kind of housing issues. There's no real underlying theme here that people... What I really like to see here, Charles, it doesn't look like anybody's upset. There's no issues here.
You never talked to me.
No, I talked to you.
I'm not upset.
We talked earlier, but there's nobody here that seems to have an axe to grind, that they're here because they're mad. They're here because they're interested in a certain thing.
I noticed that.
Youth issues, so they're just trying to people like mind to talk about it. Eventually, a report out of this will come to City Council, maybe in another 3 or 4 months. Here's what was talked about, and Council, use this when you're making your decisions.
You've been hearing about housing, they got housing, they got subsidized housing, but the people inside, they can't really complain because they're afraid. Did you hear stories like that?
Well, I'm hearing more about it as I get more involved and talk to people and get outside my comfort zone, right? Because lots of times you only hear what people want to tell you. So, those are issues, Charles, that, rooming houses. You got to have rooming houses in the city, but some of them are unsafe.
You mean housing? What do you mean rooming houses?
Well, rooming houses, some of the fires that we had where people got displaced. Well, some of those conditions weren't safe, and there's still some in the city, and we got to find a way to address that. Right?
Have you had any complaint of getting rid of the cops in the city? Put the RCMP?
No, I've never had a person talk to me at all.
Okay, I'm telling you, why don't we get rid of those cops here and bring the RCMP there?
I've never had anybody raise it to me.
Okay,
ever.
I expect you to bring that to the next Common Council meeting that you have learned here.
I will tell them that Charles mentioned it to me, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure Woodside would love that. So, the bottom line, I had to put some sense of humor. Okay. So, this is a good idea.
It's a good idea. And you know what? This is the third one. The crowd seems to get smaller every time they have it. But
is that a good thing?
Well, you know what? There's so many opportunities for people in the city to get involved somewhere or talk about their issues or be involved in some group that the need for people to have to come here and complain, which is not what they're doing, it doesn't seem to be that big a need anymore. So I'd love to see 300 or 400 people here because you get a better perspective. But there's maybe, 100, 120 people here maybe?
You know what, Mike? You born here?
I was born in Campbellton. I moved here when I was 3 years old.
Good, you're born here. So anyway, that's all
I've been
you
here
know
for a long time.
I noticed when I came here 10 years ago, they would have known I would have lived in a tent. I would have moved here. They would have got me back to St. John pretty fast. But anyway, nobody could predict the future. But I seen the very divide between the snobs and the less fortunate. It was very heavy, but now it looks like it's getting a little bit closer.
Well,
Not much, but a little bit closer.
well, I hope so. You know, I wouldn't have seen that as much as you because I'm from here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't see that because you're here, right? But if you're from outside, you come in, you might have seen some divides. I would hope that it doesn't exist, but I'm sure it does. And
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, it
and
does.
if your opinion is getting better, then we're making some good steps in the right direction.
So well said. We'll leave it